The first thing on my mind is to congratulate the other alumni who are here tonight receiving the Alumni of Distinction Award. I'm honored to be in your company. I'm particularly pleased to congratulate the award being given to Joe and Lucy Bernier. Glad that you're here. No one gets here on their own. I stood on the shoulders of countless people to reach this point. In retrospect, one never knows who to thank. Much philosophical ink has been spilled on who the people are who had the most influence on our lives. I'll recognize those who were important to me in a few minutes. My dilemma is caused by trying to review 50 plus years of my connection with Oneonta State and filter through the thousands of experiences with students, faculty, with staff, with administrators who have contributed to an incredible journey that I've had here and a satisfying career that I've enjoyed. Starting here as a student back in 1953 to my retirement from full-time work in 1993, continuing on for 20 more years, partnering with my wife Gail as an admissions representative, ending in 2013. I've been fortunate to have worked with some incredible people on this campus, and more important, have encountered some incredible students. I wish I could thank them all. At my age, I wish I could remember them all, but I can't. I'll do the best I can in the time that I have. I have to thank Dr. Joe Pascal here. He was the Dean of Students who hired me for my first job back at Oneonta in 1967. I could not have made this journey without Joe. I would be remiss if I didn't include in my thanks Dr. Carrie Brush, who I had as a student here and who was my mentor when I returned to work here. He taught me many hard lessons about the politics of higher education, and he taught me how to maneuver through what Carrie used to call the public college swamp. Besides being a generous mentor, Dr. Brush from 1958 to 1989 was instrumental in transforming the college from a teacher's college to a liberal arts college. His dedication and hard work is largely responsible for what we are today. He is truly one of the pillars of this campus, and he deserves so much credit for what he did because he is important to what we stand for today. Everyone should have a Dr. Brush in their life. I must emphasize that it was a joy to work here. My various jobs were filled with satisfaction which follows me to this day. I know it's a cliche, but I really enjoyed coming to work here every day. From a teacher's college to a liberal arts college, and now to a university, it's a joy to see the journey continue. And for me, Oneonta State, it came, and before I knew it, it went. And in that long process, as I've explained earlier, you have to be, as I was, attracted to the spirit of this college. If you're not affected by the spirit surrounding this place, you're not alive. In closing, I need to thank my 8 soccer buddies who nominated me for this award. When I think of these 8 guys coordinating any project together, like nominating me for this award, much less agreeing to anything, it's truly a miracle it got done. but they did it, and I'm eternally grateful. Their combined friendship has meant so much to me these last 40 plus years. Thank you, Mike Kopp, Farouk Qureshi, Joe Howard, Jim Harrington, Ronan Downs, John Kavanaugh, Gladstone Hutchison, and Tony Perez. I must also thank Laura Lincoln. Laura, thank you for your friendship and your support. Thank you for keeping me engaged at the college. And I also thank the selection committee for honoring me for this award. Thank you to Joe Pascal, whom I mentioned earlier. Thank you to Cliff McVinney and Ed Briesmer, Chris Warnquist, Dick Burr, Karen Brown, Betty Jalbert. And thank you to someone who was not employed at the college, but very important to me and to the college. Happened to be a priest, Father Tony Chiramonti, who unfortunately passed away recently. Father Tony was the chaplain at the college and a very important part of it back in the day. And finally, I wish to thank my family for their continuing love and support. Thank you to my wife, Gail, my children and their spouses, Vince and his wife, Donna, Dean and his wife, Holly, TJ and his wife, Norma, Dana and her husband, Rob. And special thanks to my 10 grandchildren. And thank you to one very special great-grandchild, Jack. I leave you with one closing thought. As some of you may know, I once taught mathematics, and I've had a lifelong interest in philosophy as well. And therefore, it's natural that I've always admired the great mathematical philosopher, Lucky Luciano. Much of the philosophy of mathematics is quite difficult to understand, rather technical. The only thing you really need to know, as Luciano clearly pointed out, when it comes to mathematics, there are three kinds of people: those who can count and those who can't. Thank you very much for this honor.